Hello everyone and welcome to the third part of my dodgy quality videos, how to read and write Arabic. So in this video we learn how to join Arabic letters to form words. In Arabic, letters are written differently depending on where they are placed in a word. So we have three types of letters: beginning letters, middle letters, and end letters. If you remember, this is how letters are written in their original form. And so we have the first 14 letters: alif, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha, dal, dal, ro, zai, sin, shin, sad. Okay, let's look at how Arabic letters are written in all its forms. So, alif in the beginning of a letter or a word, alif in the middle of a word, so you'll see it written like that and like that. Sorry, like that and like that. And then alif at the end of a word. Okay, and then we'll go to the next letter, which is ba. Ba in the beginning is basically like half a ba, half the original ba, which goes on like a boat. And then ba at the middle has a line, a peak, and then another line. That's ba in the middle. And then ba at the end is a line, and then the original letter. And if you remember, ta and tha were written exactly the same, except they had different dots. So ta had 2 dots on the top, so that's how it would still be. And then if it was a tha, it would have 3 dots at the top, and obviously no dots at the bottom for both ta and tha. Looking at the letters jim, ha, and kha. So we have jim in its beginning form is basically just the first part of it. So if you remember, it goes into a half circle in its original form. Jim in the middle basically has a line sort of thing there first, and then you'll write it again like that. And then a dot. Jim at the end also has a line, except then you have its original form. And so ha would be the same, minus the dots. Kha would be with the dot on top rather than inside. Just so you remember how to write it, it would be a line like that, and then like that. Now there is definitely a streamlined way of writing this, but unfortunately this is what I remember. Okay, moving on. So we've done jim, ha, kha, and now we'll do dal. So dal in its beginning form, dal in its middle form. I made a line, I went up, I went like that. So I think you'd see it like that, and also like that, dependent, just like in the case of the alif. Okay, so, and then dal in its end form, oh sorry, what was that? It also has that line, and then going like that, just ignore that, okay? So that's dal and dal. If it's a dal, it just obviously has dots. Dal, dal. So ra in its beginning form, ra in the middle form, ra in the end form. If it's a za, we'll just add dots like that, okay? So ra, zai, and then we have sin. So sin, if you remember, it's like a W, so sin in its beginning is basically the W with the line. Sin in the beginning, sin in the middle has a line, and then it will have the W, and then another line. So if you remember, it's similar to how like the pattern of the ba, ta, and tha, where it has a line on one end and the line on the other end, except here you have that form. And then the end again is a line, and then its original letter. So we have, if it's a sheen, it will take on its 3 dots. Then we have Sod, and we'll do both Sod and Dod because they're similar. So Sod in its beginning form, sorry, that's very dodgy, but yeah. Sod in its middle form, let's try that again. Sod in its middle form, and then Sod in its end form. Okay, so beginning, middle, end. If it's a Dod, again, for the Sod and Dod, there's probably a streamlined way to write it.